That's fantastic. And most of the children here have been rooted up, and so if you haven't had the privilege of meeting them before, you'll know their families or their parents, and they'll interrupt and introduce themselves along the way. So they're looking forward to a second part of playtime after we've finished our formal parts of the ceremony. So I think it's probably appropriate for us to call up our dignitaries, but I'll introduce myself in case you don't know me or haven't met me, because I know there's a few people here that we've just met today, and that I'm Cheryl Torpy. I'm the current principal at Tempe Primary School. We're very privileged to be here today with Jason Tawney, my most recent predecessor at Tempe Primary School, and as most of you know, Dianne had that hat on numerous occasions along her journey as well. We have Sharon Kellett as one of our former colleague teachers at the school here, a young lady with the camera over on her knees there, and she's not very pushy, she's very polite. Caitlin Pappen, our early years teacher, is going to try and capture some photographs today. So we've got a fairly good representation of the history of staff here as well. So on behalf of Tempe Primary School community, I'd like to wish and welcome all of you, wish you all a safe journey home at the end of today's proceedings. Each of you are very special guests. However, in our midst today, we do have some people here that I'd like to make sure everybody has noticed, and that is Barney and Stephanie Sam Woollard and the Woollard family. Extended family have been able to travel here today. So could we have all the Woollards please stand up so we can give you a round of applause for being with us. Where are you all? And of course, so thank you very much. And Caitlin would like to grab a photo with your family. Some of you might call it the rug money, the rug spending. Tempe put its hand up for a little bit of that money to renovate our school library. And we've turned it into a multi-purpose facility where students and community members use it regularly at the moment. It's used for reading, it's used for wet days, it's used for hot days, it's used for getting away from the flies. It's also a venue where we've had first aid happening in here and all sorts of meetings and things with that little bit of space that was created thanks to RUD money. Most of the money just fixed the roof because it was leaking at the time of falling in. Because we had to pack up and shift every book, we know that there are well over 6,000 books in the Tempe Primary School collection. And people like Tanya and Brooke, and we've got many school council and community members here who lugged them out with the kids, didn't we, across the oval, put them down in a shed for a while the builders were in, and put the new carpet down, and then we had to bring them all back and put them back on the shelves again. So that was a huge undertaking. Our oldest book, which, excuse me, I'm going to reach past because I was a little bit disorganised, but our oldest books, we have a couple of lovely old, I'll show these gems we found. There's got nothing really to do with books, but we found some great stuff when we were doing our centenary in 210. Remember that old stuff? Does anyone remember that? If you do, you're showing your age. Those of us who've been teaching for a while know that that was that horrible friction fluid you had to use for photographs. And when they were really fashionable little EP talking books, how cute is that? The whole set's still there. So there's a lot of history here at Tempe. The oldest books at Tempe Primary School is actually a 1921 edition of the war records, and the school has 2 of the volumes. Some of our books are 1950s, but these are what we think are our 2 oldest, but I haven't checked all 6,000 at this stage. So they're a beautiful treasure that have been passed on to the school over the years, and they have, congratulations and donated to Tempe Primary School. So on behalf of all those people that were here in those days, we feel very privileged to still have the treasures in our library. The Tempe Primary School collection includes the Speedline Primary School collection, and the 2 schools merged, and the full Speed Primary School collection came up here and made the Tempe collection swell. And on the back of many books in here you'll see Speed Primary School stamps as well. We have books from the former country education project that were donated after the government changed its funding on that, and our school received a generous distribution of those. Over the years, thousands of dollars has been spent ensuring that relevant, entertaining and educational resources are available for our students. The Tempe Primary School Library is a privilege that's not taken for granted by our school community. And Dianne Woollard spent 22 years helping select, accession and shelve books in this library. For people like me who come in, grab a few moments after school and new books being purchased and try to get it ready for the kids to borrow it, accession it in the library, I'm confronted with Dianne's handiwork in these gorgeous old inventories where she's recorded, as has many of her colleagues, every single book that's in this library by hand. That's pretty remarkable, but then it's actually all put onto a computer as well, so it's all right, we've got 21st century happening as well. So these kinds of amazing little treasures are sitting in Tempe, and they're quite discreet and shy little books, but if you open up many of the books in here, you'll also see Dianne's hand with the years dated on the purchase and the stamping and everything and the covering, because she really treasured literacy so much. She put a lot of hours into things behind the scenes. She entertained students with her renditions of things like Enchanted Forest, Wizard of Oz and many, many classics. And whenever you speak to children that have had Dianne over the years, they will quickly first thing recall their favourite book, and it was always something that Dianne read to them and shared with them. So we've saved the official opening of our library and didn't worry about just putting a little plaque out the front and saying, oh, this building was renovated by Rudd money in 2010. A group of people got together and felt that it was only appropriate to name the library the Dianne Woollard Memorial Library, and to have Dianne's name in this place after such a significant contribution. Look down long beyond all of us, we hope, as well. We've saved the official opening to celebrate the love of literature, her time spent teaching children how to read, and many of them I'm sure are in the room, including Jason, that she taught to read here today. Dianne's life and her gifts live long beyond in everyone's hearts in the room and the memories in our community. And we thank every single one of you for coming and sharing with us to acknowledge the fine work of a dedicated teacher, which is Dianne Woollard. So thank you very much. To Barney and Sam. Technology for you, but basically everyone felt, the parents and friends felt that this was an appropriate location because everyone comes over here to do their accessioning and their borrowing and their returning. And so would either of you like to open up the official launch of our library? Thank you, girls. We haven't got the scissors and the ribbon, isn't it cute?
We can take that away.
That's nice. Would either of you like to have anything to say?
It's just going to be hard. Yeah, look, this place has it certainly meant a lot to Dianne. And I think she'd probably be a little bit embarrassed. She would be really but at the same time, she'd be pretty chuffed about it all. I think I'm pretty pleased, and I can only say thank you to the school and the parents who have put the books together, and it will be something that will be here for everyone's back. And thanks very much.
Would you like to say? I'd probably like to say just one thing. I guess Dianne wasn't just a mum to the kids. she sort of took place with all of us, especially the staff, and that's why I think the staff stayed so long. We couldn't get rid of them, really, could we? We've had very long staff that have stayed here a very long time, and I think a lot of that came to Dianne and just a love for our school. So, yeah, I think she'll be very pleased.
So we'd like to make sure, I know the kids are pretty excited about this and you're thinking, oh, these adults are all a bit teary, but that's what happens when you remember someone very, very special, isn't it, guys? And most of our children remember Dianne very, very well and are very keen to see all of you, but they're going to have an extended playtime now, while the rest of us get to have a cup of tea and a chat and everything else. So if you'd like to show in.